What's up, everybody? Mancave Dave here in Wisconsin with another video game pickups video. Today is Monday, February 11th, 2013, and this is some stuff that I've gotten over the last week or so from a couple of different sources, and figured I would show it off and see what y'all think. So, first thing we have here is a lot that I got off of Craigslist, something I had seen up a couple weeks ago, and the price was a little bit higher than what I would have wanted to pay for it. And the guy came down and reposted it, and it was still a little bit high, but there was enough games in here that I didn't have that I was interested in, and the ones that I already did have, and by refurbishing the system, I can definitely make back most of the money and have lots of games to trade in the future. So what it came with, you can see a Sega Genesis controller. It actually came with a deck as well, but I already traded that for some other stuff. It came with, let's see here, 4 empty black dust covers. Oops. 2 zappers, one on the floor, one here. It's got some yellowing on it, that's alright. 2 of the RF box connections. 1 Nintendo brand power cord. An NES Max controller, and I'd seen these online, but I have 2 different quick shot controllers, but I didn't have this version, and so it's kind of a neat, weird, but a neat controller, and so I was happy to add this to the collection as well. And then of course the deck, which actually looks pretty good, and so needs a new pin connector, but I'll pop that in and it should be good to go for another 20 years. Next, as far as games, it came with these 3 stacks in this case, so this is kind of cool. Little, actually says Nintendo brand case, and in here we've got Super C, Ninja Gaiden 2, Adventure Island, I love that game, Punch Out, Tetris 2, Super Mario Bros. 2, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Star Tropics, Battletoads. What a great game. Was never very good at it, but it sure was fun. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game, another favorite when I was a kid. Then we've got Tecmo Super Bowl, Kirby's Adventure, Dr. Mario, Dick Tracy, RC Pro-Am, Tecmo NBA Basketball. Some guy was posting one of these up for sale. It's like a rare Tecmo Nintendo game, $75. I was like, oh man. You just don't even know. This is worth like maybe a couple of bucks, if that. Simpsons, Bart vs. the Space Mutants, Baseball, Racket Attack, which I don't think I had. This one I was really excited about. G.I. Joe, pull that out here. The Atlantis Factor. I didn't have this. This would be a great addition. Has the manual as well, although I think it has a little rip in the back of the manual, so that's kind of a bummer, but at least most of it's there. And Section Z. Next we have one of these little cleaners. Kung Fu, Bionic Commando, The Last Starfighter, which I didn't have, so this will be another good addition to the collection. And 8 Eyes, which is another one that I don't believe I had. Bases Loaded 2, T2, the arcade game, Tiny Toons, just Tiny Toon Adventures, Double Dribble, Paperboy, always a classic, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, what a great movie that was, and The Hunt for Red October. And when I saw the pictures, I thought this was the actual box. Turns out it's like a rental with Defender of the Crown, and it's pretty rough, it's got marker all over it, but yeah, fun game. Even though I already had it, that'll be a good one I can trade. Next, we've got Wizards and Warriors 3, which is a little bit harder to find out of the 3 of them, so that was a good addition. I've got it in the box, but I think my copy's a little bit rough. So, Top Gun, Sky Shark, fun shooter, Winter Games, Narc, Anticipation, this is a fun game, Hogan's Alley, TNC Surf Design, Adventures of Bayou Billy, Ghostbusters 2, which I don't know if I had that or not, tag team wrestling, and heavy shredding. So all of that. Oh, and he had a copy of Final Fantasy VII Black Label. It's not the misprint version, but still the discs are in good condition. It has the manual. Yeah, everything's there. Oops, that was pretty cool. So all of that with the system and a working Sega Genesis, I paid right around $220 for. So, a little bit high, but definitely able to make it back. Have some collectibles like the Final Fantasy VII. I have the misprint copy, so I'll hang on to this one as well. But not bad deal. Been talking to the guys at my local game store, GameStop, and granted, since I'm not as big into the newer stuff, I tend to stay away. But real good guys, and have helped me find some good shoot 'em ups, and some other games. And so definitely be going back and talking with them some more. But they recommended Death Smiles, which, seeing this cover, I would not think of it as a shoot 'em up. But it actually was a really, really fun game. And so I think it was like $8, $8 or $9. So I actually got 2 copies. One comes with a soundtrack as well, but shoot 'em ups tend to be a little bit more collectible, which is kind of nice, and especially because it was so cheap and it was fun. I picked up a couple of copies. Next, a couple of Square Enix Nintendo DS titles: Dragon Quest: Realms of Revelations, Dragon Quest VI. This was on clearance or sale at a store. I think I paid $14 for it, so it's factory sealed. And actually, the next time I went back, they had some more, so I picked up another one. Just, again, factory sealed. It's an RPG type game. Keep it on the shelf. And if nothing else, if it doesn't go anywhere, or maybe somebody else will want to play it in the future. When I was talking with the guys at the game store, they're like, if you're looking to collect games, you should really try to find this, Fire Emblem Awakening. And so, a little bit hard to find right now, even though it's brand new. And I was very fortunate to look online and find a place that had 1 copy left, and they held it for me. So, this is factory sealed. I plan on keeping it that way, at least for now. But I was very excited to find a copy of that. Not factory sealed. I got this box, the box for Legend of Zelda here, Game Boy Advance, in a lot of stuff that I bought probably a year ago. I just kind of threw it to the side. It was like, whatever. And I was going through a box of Game Boy Advance games that I found several months ago, probably last summer, and in the very bottom under the flap was actually a loose copy of this game that I paid maybe $1 for. And so for $1, I now have a complete in-the-box copy of this, which is probably worth about $30. So that was pretty cool to put that together and realize I had that. Next, I have a stack of PS2 games. I got these off a site called Yard Seller, which I just joined about a couple weeks ago. And a few days after I joined, I got a message that they're actually closing the site. But anyway, all of these games were... the lady wanted $80 for them originally, and then she dropped the price down to $40 and said that she was going to take out a couple of them. Apparently she never did, and when the site was going to close, I went ahead and bought what was left, and she just included all of them, so that was pretty cool. But we got Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Chaos Bleeds, Crazy Taxi, Devil May Cry 3, Digimon World Data Squad, Dynasty Warriors 4, love these games, Full Metal Alchemist 2, Curse of the Crimson Elixir, which is a little bit more collectible, Kingdom Hearts 2, Mortal Kombat Deception, Need for Speed Most Wanted. Actually, it's a different game in the case, unfortunately. Let's see if I can open it. It's Need for Speed Underground 2, but, whatever. Fun racing games. I was really excited about this, Resident Evil 4 Premium Edition. Unfortunately, it looks like the game disc needs to be resurfaced, but it's the metal tin. Let's see if I can open it here. Everything's there, so very cool addition to the collection. NBA Street Volume 2, Warriors Orochi 2. I had this loose. Fortunately, this doesn't have the manual, but it does have the case, so I was very excited to add that. And Dot Hack Mutation, which is one of the Dot Hack games I didn't have. And so that whole stack there, I paid $40 for, which is a great deal. Just the what is it, Resident Evil will make up most of that difference right there. Raiden 4, this is another game that the guys at the video store, or the game store, GameStop, recommended. Picked it up, paid $10 for it. Great game. They recommended some other Raiden games, and so they tracked them down for me. I was a little bit bummed when they came in, though, because they were all in the fake cases, but that's okay. So we got actually 2 copies of Raiden Fighter Aces, which is very fun. I paid $9 for each of those, and then a copy of yeah, you can see what's next. A copy of Raiden 3 for the PS2, which was $5.39. And last but not least, again, talking with the guys there about new collectible games, like you have to find the Xenoblade Chronicles. And this game is going for $80, $90, $100 online, and they were able to track one down. It's pre-owned, but it was like $40, and so definitely happy to have this and add it. Last thing I have here is a stack of Atari games. I paid $5. Oh, I'm out though. $5 for this plus $10 shipping, so $15 total. And the first 3 games are really why I got it. Burger Time, Adventures of Tron, and then this one I was really excited about, Masters of the Universe. It isn't the one with the fun label on it, but still, He-Man. He-Man was like one of my favorite shows, or was my favorite show when I was a little kid. So then we've just got some pretty grungy other titles: Missile Command, Basketball, Sequest, Donkey Kong, Super Challenge Football, E.T. Classic, yeah right, Frogger, Defender, what's this, Breakout, and a really bad copy of Pac-Man, and a controller. So $15 for all of that. Last but not least, it fell off my table here, off of that Yard Seller site. I'd never seen this game before. Transformers, Beast Wars, Transmetals. So I think I paid $30 for this, which is about retail. Label's a little bit rough, but especially since I'd never seen it before, it's Transformers, and hey, who doesn't love Transformers? I figured that I would go ahead and pick it up. So anyway, a pretty good haul for this week. There's a couple things I'm going to try to go check out tomorrow. One of the local stores is having a game sale. They kind of save up all through the year, the thrift store, then put it out. So sadly, I can't get there right when it opens because I have to work, but hopefully I'll be able to make it down a little bit later in the morning and check it out. So anyway, from here in Wisconsin, this is Mancave Dave. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all at the next sale. Take care.